Alright, so we have everything sanded, we have our handles attached, now we're ready to actually assemble all our sides together. Before we want to actually start assembly, we want to test it out one last time, kind of do a dry run, make sure everything's tight, and also make sure that we have our sides in the right location, they're not flip-flopped or anything like that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I checked, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disassemble this. Okay. It should be a little snug. I'm just going to set these down. Dent anything on my sides. Okay, so double checking to make sure that we have our rabbet along the bottom. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place some glue along these rabbets, along just the long sides. Okay, so that's all I really need is just some glue along the long sides. And I'll go ahead and I'll glue those up. All you need is a bead along here, and when you spread it out with your finger, it should be enough on there so that it covers up covers the whole joint itself, but not so much that you can't actually see the grain through the glue. Go through and I'll spread that on this side. And do the same thing side, again, making sure that I don't get glue on any unwanted areas, because if I end up getting any glue there, what's going to happen is it's going to repel our clear coat, and you'll actually be able to see it'll look kind of bleached. So, there's one. You want to kind of work a little fast, you don't want to rush it, but you do want to work fast because you only have about a 10-minute window to work with this before it starts drying. And obviously, the thinner you spread it, the faster it's going to dry. Okay, so I got all my corners here. Wipe off the excess. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to fit these back into place. Here, we have our sides. I'll kind of spread out that glue when we push it down. And then we have our other one. Now, what we want to do is, when we have this all set, we want to make sure that our top edges are flush with one another. You'll need to make sure that it's flush, and it may be off just a little bit. So what you're going to do is, if it's off just a little bit, you can end up pulling it into position so that it's from your long side to your short side are flush together. Okay? Any gap that's going to happen is going to take place down at the bottom here, and you're not going to be able to see that because, again, we have that rabbet that runs all the way along the edge of our legs. So you can either have a partner help you, or you can end up taking one of these clamps, and all you're going to be doing here is, if you use the clamp, is it's just enough to apply pressure. Okay, so you're not actually going to try and bowl this in at all. All you want to do is get it lined up so that it's how it would be if it was assembled. And we're going to apply just a slight amount of pressure, so I'm actually still able to move them. And I'm going to double check my corners. Okay. Now, I have everything all set, and what I want to do is I actually want to nail this as well. So what we're going to do is we have these finishing nails, these 3-penny finishing nails, and we kind of want to pre-drill just so that we don't end up splitting the plywood and we get it going in straight. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the pliers and cut off the head of a nail. And from here, what we'll do, so that the point of the nail is sticking out, so not the part that we cut off is sticking into the drill. And what we're going to do is we're going to end up drilling 3 holes, pre-drilling 3 holes into our side, and it's going to go into our short side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and split it so it's about halfway. Okay, so what I mean by halfway through the thickness, so I don't want to end up coming off out on the outside or the inside, and I also want to try and go in straight. I don't want to be going in an angle, because if I angle it, then I could end up coming through the side. So double check my edges and my joints. So all I'm going to do is just pre-drill that. We'll get one about halfway. Again, center it. And then one at the bottom. Then all I'm going to do is take some nails. So again, I can end up getting those close and then taking a nail set and finishing that off, or at least close to being flush. So do this bottom one. And one last one in the middle. Then all I'm going to do is go ahead and do the next side. Corner. This corner is completely done, and I just have 3 more to do, and again I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3.